Hey folks, it's 21 Maxwell here and welcome to episode 148 of the TNA Impact Wrestling TEW2013 Let's Play, and you join us for the massive event, the biggest event of the year. It is our big pay-per-view, our WrestleMania. It is TNA Bound For Glory number 12, where we are basically hoping to put the best show together possible and really just hope that we can just knock it out of the park. You know, use this as a benchmark for where we want to go in the next year and continually make this company better and better. So we've got 25 segments because we have to make it a big field show, taking up all 225 minutes. We've just got 2 pre-show matches because really we have to just limit how many folk we're using because we're using so many guys on the main show, and just really hope it's a show that you guys can properly enjoy. All the storylines you've seen in the last couple of weeks, maybe even months, will come together at this pay-per-view. And it means once we get back to Crossfire and Impact, after the pay-per-view, we're practically starting afresh with a brand new season. So, we're booking the show. Bound For Glory is coming from the Joan C. Edwards Stadium in the Mid-Atlantic region, which is in, I believe, West Virginia. I would like to think that's where that would be. And let's look Mid-Atlantic. We'll just have a wee quick look at the arena to see what we're exactly getting into here. Where are we? Joan Edwards. Yep, Huntington. I'm assuming it's West Virginia. Don't know the geography, but I say we've got good importance here. The industry is at a C+, the economy is at a D47. We just need to hope we can get as good a show possible here, and hopefully get close to a sellout. I don't think we'll completely sell it out, but if we get 36, 37,000, I'll be absolutely delighted. So without further ado, guys, we'll kick on with the show. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. Hopefully it nails it with a solid rating, and hopefully we don't lose some pop. So here we go. It is Bound For Glory number 12. Here we go. So we get 34,149. That's a decent attendance. I'm okay with that. And we're live on pay-per-view. In our opening pre-show match, in a match that had some good action and average heat, Hawkins defeated Paul Burchill in 7:45 by pinfall with a taste of pain. Let's get a C60, which is a pretty decent rating for an opener on a pre-show. Good work from the commentary team. Paul Burchill's improving his rumble skills, and the negatives here are for a poor gimmick for Hawkins, the low morale of Paul Burchill, and the length of the match. Overall, I'm very happy with that matchup, and it's two guys we don't really have anything for going into the pay-per-view. Our second one, which was more for nostalgia reasons, in a match that had some good action but not much in the way of heat, the Hardys defeated Team 3D in 9:20 when Jeff Hardy defeated Billy Ray by pinfall with the Extreme combination. This was a B-73, both teams showing excellent chemistry together because they've obviously been together for practically forever. Colour commentary gave the match a boost. There were no skill improvements. There's going to be a lot of negatives here, but if you take out all those negatives, how good a match that could have been. But of course, low morale, low momentum, drug habits, declining physical ability in most guys, even a steel character and Brother Devon, pretty much hampered that match. But overall, considering where these guys are in their career, that's a pretty solid rating. So now it's time to start the pay-per-view. So I've done a little speech to start the pay-per-view, a little rhyme, done this all in my head, so I'm quite proud of it. At last we have arrived, it's time for glory. Following superstars' paths, here is their story. After arriving here, from the land of the rising sun, two friends collide, till left standing is one. A mask is at stake, with personal pride. The loser of the match, their face they cannot hide. A battle for a title, where they must climb a ladder. To be the champion, it's all about who wants it badder. A rivalry that started on a talk show. But just how far is Bram willing to go? Two living legends battling for power. Which superstar will be their man of the hour? One claims they can kill what cannot be killed. Will the legend survive, or will a goal be fulfilled? For one, it's time to be the heir to the throne. Or does a destructive force claim it as their own? Each man and woman has their story. Ladies and gentlemen, now it's time for Bound For Glory. So pretty just a rhyme there, rhyme off, hyping up every match. It's a lot in the line, a lot of storylines coming to an end here. And Mike TNA's read that out with a B79. So happy with that. And that gives you a gist of the feuds coming in, a little bit of, just personalising every feud, giving you a little rundown of each of them for tonight. Our opening contest, and about it featured great action and a good crowd. Shinsuke Nakamura defeated Kota Ibushi in 15-16 by pinfall with a Bomber Yi. Disappointing C64. The colour commentary gave the match a boost, and the storyline has advanced and will finish with Nakamura getting the victory. There are no skill improvements, but I'm just happy to get that storyline done between these two. Both guys can move on, and hopefully move on to bigger and better things. A few negatives there, but it was the opener. I just felt it would get a kind of rating like this, and hopefully we can build on from it. We then cut backstage where a limo arrived earlier on tonight with the Death by Honor stable. Adam Cole, Colby Carino, Davey Richards and Chris Hero exit it, and they're all looking smug. All four men have big matches this evening. They all walk out in suits and they hug each other. Could tonight be their night? So a B-73, hyping up this massive night for the Death by Honor stable. So much on the line, tag titles, X Division Championship, and possibly the end of Taker. What is this stable capable of doing? We can only find out this evening, but that's just a hype video to let you know they're here and they mean business. Our second contest didn't deliver either, in a match that had some good action and average heat. Morrison defeated Davey Richards in 13-30 with a super kick. Morrison makes defence number 3 of his X Division Championship. C-56, good stuff from the announce team. I don't know if I'm going to continue the storyline, but Morrison improves his technical skills, Richards improves his rumble skills, and overall it could have been a lot better. I just don't think these two guys clicked, and just need to work it for there. But no negatives for Davey Richards, all for Morrison. It's just the prestige of the title, the length, and for lowering the crowd's mood. So we'll see where that leads down the line. As I say, everything could possibly be continued. There's nothing really concrete going forward. I'm still unsure where some certain booking plans will go, but it gives me food for thought. In our third match, and about it featured great action and average heat, Mascara Dorada defeated Soldier Ant in 10-27 by pinfall. This was a C+68. The announce team helped the match. Mascara Dorada hinted at a face turn, but it got little reaction. The Battle of the Masks storyline has advanced. No skill improvements here. Very few negatives as well, just unfortunately didn't click to a B- match, but really yep, it's going to be Soldier Ant who's going to be unmasking, which happens in the next segment. After the match, Soldier Ant starts to realise he's lost. He then faces Mascara Dorada and slowly removes his mask. He reveals himself to be Drew Gulak. Gulak looks furious. He runs straight to Mascara Dorada and starts attacking him, beating him down and nailing his finish not once, but then for a second time. Dorada is down, helpless, while Gulak shouts, "You asked for this, not me. Screw you all." So disappointing that it's a D+50. I'm not sure if I can make this work on TW, but I wish to try a double turn. So I'm going to see if I can do it. I don't know if it's possible, but I'll find out. So let's see if we can turn Dorada first. So he's going to turn face. It went down pretty well. And yeah, we can do a double turn, and Soldier Ant, who will become Drew Gulak. That suffered a little bit. Didn't go down particularly well, but he's now a heel. So I wanted to do the double turn there. So Mascara Dorada going forward is this fun-loving luchador, and Soldier Ant is now Drew Gulak, who's pissed off because he's lost his mask. There are no skill improvements from this segment. Could have been a little bit better, but hopefully both guys can progress from here. Next up, a video highlights the upcoming match for the TNA Knockouts Championship. We see the journey of the former champion Mia Yim, her arrival on the scene, and then her big win, winning the championship. We then go on the journey of Angelina Love. Basically shows how her and Samoa Joe fell in love, and that blossomed into a great relationship, and how she won the championship. And then the baddest bitch in TNA arrived. We witnessed the debut of Ivelisse Velez, and then her rise to the title. Then we see how this feud has came apart in the last couple of months, and how Mia Yim entered this match, and how the rivalry between these three has came to this point in this big title match that's about to take place. T44, not great, but I say it's one thing we're hoping to in this series is really promote the women's division and get that to as high a rating as possible. Match itself a C-58, and a match that had some good action but not much in the way of heat. Ivelisse Celeste defeated Mia Yim and Angelina Love in 11:59 when Ivelisse defeated Angelina by pinfall. Ivelisse makes defense number 1 of the TNA Knockouts Championship. Women's storyline continues. Not sure where that will go going forward apart from Ivelisse as champion. No skill improvements, and the dirt sheet just had 2 negatives, which was the prestige of the championship and the inconsistency. That's disappointing. The fact is there's not really much we can change and it will still be a low C, C-. So we'll maybe leave it to singles matches going forward. Next up, the announcers put over the fact that we'll be seeing Chris Jericho take on Bram. That's a C+71. Just typing up that matchup is taking place next. And in a match that had some good action and average heat, Chris Jericho defeated Bram in 13:53 by pinfall with a code breaker. The C60 is okay. Initially, the plan was Bram to go over, but Jericho wouldn't do the job. So I managed to turn into an angle. Post-match, as you'll see, Jericho was visibly tiring, which is disappointing. Good work by James Mitchell. The violence storyline continues and will continue on. No skill improvements. Dirt sheet had negatives for both men's stamina, both men's poor gimmick, Jericho's declining physical ability, inconsistency of Bram, and the lowering of the crowd's mood. However, post-match, after the match, Chris Jericho is celebrating a great win over Bram before out of nowhere he is attacked by a man in a hood with a big boot. Jericho is down and the man removes his hood. He's a massive beard and it is Harper. Harper has aligned himself with Bram and Father James Mitchell. We'd signed him ages ago. He was injured, unfortunately. I didn't notice at the time, and I thought this is the perfect time to bring him in and have him debut at Bound For Glory. He's only been maybe cleared for 2 weeks, but I thought perfect chance, perfect storyline going forward. C+68, Harper's debuted his badass gimmick, continues the storyline, and his gimmick gets a 79 rating on debut. No skill improvements, and a dirt sheet, low momentum with Harper, and 2 poor gimmicks, but overall, that can get up over time, that's fine, we can work on that, and we'll build him as a monster. Next up, in the match that had some good action and average heat, in the battle for control of Impact Wrestling, it's Team Austin of Eric Young, James Storm, and the Forever Hooligans Alex Kozlov and Rocky Romero defeated Team Angle, Divine Entertainment. We also had Johnny Divine at ringside, of DJ Z, Pinky Sanchez, Jake Carter and Jesse Sorensen in 14:02 when Rocky Romero defeated Jake Carter by pinfall. Pretty respectable C+69 considering there's a lot of mid-card, lower mid-cards in this, so a good mesh of talents here. Eric Young was off his game, good commentary as always. Pinky Sanchez and Johnny Divine is a good partnership. Eric Young's improving technical and performance, and James Storm is improving his flying skills. Negatives here, not actually too many, actually most for Jesse Sorensen, but again I'm pretty happy with that, and that's a solid match, just hoping our main events deliver. Team Austin have done it, and Stone Cold Steve Austin is the solo general manager of TNA Impact Wrestling, and Kurt Angle is out of a job. Divine Entertainment have headed to the back while Team Austin celebrate and have some Steve Weisers with Austin. Angle looks devastated and shouts, "No, I will never leave." Team Austin grab him and shout, and Austin shouts, "Let's show this son of a bitch the door." So they'll grab him and carry him up the ramp and to the back and out the exit door. They then drag him to the outside and slam the door shut on Angle's face, so Angle's outside and can't get back in. Is Kurt Angle done with TNA forever? So the battle for the power storyline basically has continued on. It may carry on, I'm unsure where I'm going to go with it, but I might have other plans for Kurt Angle. As I say, a lot of stuff is still up in the air, but a B+87 rating is a very good showing there from Kurt Angle, and with the negatives there, it could have been even better. Another disappointing one, and a bout that featured great action and average heat. The Destroyer Nation, Ua Nation and Bobby Lashley defeated the Killer Elite squad of Lance Hoyt and Harry Smith, and Death by Honor's Chris Hero and Colby Corino, in 1437 when Bobby Lashley defeated Colby Corino with the Dominator. The Destroyer Nation are the new TNA World Tag Team Champions. Disappointing C66, C plus 66, I was hoping that would have been a little bit better. But Madison Rayne did some good work at ringside. Lance Hoyt and Harry Smith, great teaming together. The performance of Harry Smith was stood out to be good. The tag title storylines continue, so a lot of notes there from the road agent. Lance Hoyt and Ua Nation both improving technical skills. Negatives here, actually all for Chris Hero and Colby Corino. A couple for the title prestige and booking decisions and length as well, but overall it frees up the Killer Elite squad to move either up and down the card. And you know, it means we can put less importance on the tag division. Because I feel like we've kind of put all like over guys in the tag matches, and I feel we should probably maybe put it to more mid-card guys, and allow our main eventers and upper mid-carders to mesh up there and use the tag titles as basically a launching pad. So we'll use that with Lashley down there, and hopefully he can help elevate Ua Nation. They did it, and the new TNA World Tag Team Champions, Bobby Lashley, Ua Nation, the Destroyer Nation. They celebrate as the crowd go wild. The Killer Elite squad entered the ring again and stare down the new champs. They shake their hands and leave the spotlight back to the new champs, and the crowd goes wild. So just a show of respect there from the Killer Elite squad, and that is a C plus 70. Few negatives there, both for low momentum. We can build that up, that's no problem. Finally, a match that shockingly I didn't expect to deliver, delivers. And about it featured great action and average heat. Ricochet and defeated Masato Yoshino in a one-on-one ladder match in 1443 when Ricochet retrieved the item, which was of course the TNA Central Championship, and Ricochet makes defense number 7 of the championship belt. A B81, brilliant showing from these two guys. Was unsure if this would be one that would deliver, it has. The Central storylines continued, again unsure where that will go. There were no skill improvements in the dirt sheet, just as stamina for both guys and the title prestige. Overall, I'm very happy with that. Very, very happy with that. Well done, guys. We'll be getting a pat on the back at the end of the pay-per-view unless somebody does better. We then have a pyrotechnic-laden entrance routine as Adam Cole walks out and makes his way to the squared circle for a massive match against Taker. That is a B-minus 75. That is what it is, it's just getting the hype up for the main matches. Adam Cole is in the ring waiting for potentially the biggest matches in his career. The lights go out, the gong hits. Thunder strikes the stage, smoke from the floor. With darkness descended, here comes Taker. Slowly he marches down to the ring while the organ music plays. He enters the ring and Adam quickly rolls out to the floor as he wants no part of Taker just yet. The dead man has arrived at Bound For Glory. So he's kind of that mix of like American Badass, but at the same time retaining Undertaker kind of characteristics for the dead man gimmick, just really, because obviously you have to think he's in a different company. Say for example, copyright issues and kind of take the full character over, so there'll be a little bit of altered changes, you know. But B plus 84, very happy with that. And the match flopped. Fuck. I was hoping it would have scored an 80. I had a feeling it would kind of possibly flop, but I had a feeling it would do a bit better. I thought Cole could carry it, but the fact that it's a C plus 71, I hope that doesn't hinder us. But about it featured great action and great heat from the audience. Adam Cole defeats Taker in 1642 by pinfall, following interference from Colby Corino. C plus 71, I know a lot of people are going to be pissed Taker's lost again. Trust me, this will lead to something. If I remember, I've got long-term plans for this, so hopefully it does. Taker was visibly tiring before the end of the match. The match suffered because there wasn't enough selling on show. The Killer Legend storyline has advanced to this segment. There were no skill improvements. Negatives here. A lot there for Taker. We just need to hope the main event delivers and delivers spectacularly. Which I'm quite worried it might not, but we'll see. After the match, Adam Cole and Colby Corino celebrate and make a run for the ramp. The dead man is down and barely moving. Cole and Corino then have headed to the back and the lights go out. An organ plays for 2 minutes and the crowd are silent. The lights are raised up a little and we see 10 druids, all of them carrying Taker, who's been lifted up from the outside to the back. What does this mean? Is his career over? Are we saying goodbye to Taker for the last time? Maybe, maybe not. But anyway, B plus 86, and that will hopefully leave you in a little cliffhanger regarding the status of Taker. Next up, we then see EC3 warming up just minutes away from his big championship match against Samoa Joe. Little hype video in there, getting EC3 ready for this massive match, a B80 rated segment. And then we see the champion Samoa Joe warming up, with his girlfriend Angelina Love giving him some last minute words of encouragement as Joe prepares for one of the biggest matches of his life. That's a B-75. So again, just penalised for being short, but it's just warm-up packages. They never done them long when Austin and The Rock had them back in the day. We then have a hype video for the TNA World Heavyweight Championship match between Samoa Joe and EC3. We see Joe's rise back up the card and his wins over CM Punk and the rest of his destructive title reign with Angelina Love by his side. We see the career of EC3, from being introduced by his aunt to teaming with Hawkins in Club Enigma. Well done if you were watching back then and remember Club Enigma. We then see his rise this year, defeating Taker, defeating others, and winning the #1 Contenders tournament. Who will leave as world champion? Will a machine continue to destroy, or will one man's destiny be fulfilled? It's time. It's Samoa Joe versus EC3, and it's next. So it continues the feud storyline just to get us a right hype up package before we prepare for potentially the biggest match of the series so far, and I'm hoping it delivers. So B plus 84, the match itself. Fucking yes, it delivered, and it delivered spectacularly. Oh yeah, beauty. In a match that had some excellent in-ring action and great heat from the audience. Ethan Carter III defeated Samoa Joe in 1955 by pinfall with a headlock driver. Ethan Carter III wins the TNA World Heavyweight Championship to an A plus 98. It may not be an A plus technically because of the way the ratings are, but still a 98 is absolutely phenomenal. This was planted way back before he beat The Undertaker. This was planned in, like I've had this, honestly, this event planned since, in real life, June probably. So I knew the whole time this is what I was writing towards. And the fact that this is the payoff we've gotten is absolutely phenomenal. I am delighted with that for how long this has been planned and in fruition. The EC3 was tiring towards the end, great chemistry between them. I'd noticed that when they had a feud before and thought, right, that could be a positive and help us. The title feud storyline has advanced with this segment. Samoa Joe's improving his performance skills, negatives, length and stamina, and that is it. Perfect. It's all over, he's finally done it. EC3, Ethan Carter III is the new TNA World Heavyweight Champion. A 3-year journey in TNA has saw him finally become the champion. He's went from a mid-carder who was given opportunities by his aunt to a guy who's worked his ass off to become the man. The whole babyface roster comes to the ring and celebrates with EC3. The confetti pours down as EC3 has a hug with his former Club Enigma teammate Hawkins. All the big babyfaces shake hands as he raises the title to end the show. B plus 88. I'm absolutely overwhelmed and like so happy how this is finished, and that means B plus 89. You think if we've a really good co-main event, that could possibly in the 90s. But increase our popularity in 26 regions, we are back with a vengeance with TNA, and hopefully this is a push to national. We can't get to national because I think it's a cooling down period, but we can still gain pop. So let's make sure we're solidly in the national level of popularity for when we do return and go national again. So Samoa Joe, EC3, and I think we'll go with Masato Yoshino. I think he deserves it. because he was a surprise. Pointed it as a good example, and both of these guys praised for a great performance. So Joe was happy with your speech, EC3 was pleased, Masato Yoshino was pleased. Absolutely delighted that that managed to pull such a rating, and I'll definitely go and check now as we load for here if the event actually got potentially like the greatest rating of a show we've had. I'm not sure if we've ever made the 90s in this show, so we may have broken that. I think it's the joint highest main event. I think Ibushi, Nakamura and Punk also got a 98. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how it compares, and hopefully we don't have to see James Stone much longer, and we can check the buy rate. I think the other thing we need to check is how we've done financially as well, because we've been struggling with that, and hopefully that turns out to be okay as well. So here we go, moment of truth time. So we really struck gold with the show, which is great. Channel 4 have confirmed that the buy rates for TNA events have reached critical low levels and the promotion is on their final warning. That sounds like a negative. That, I think that's our first pay-per-view with Channel 4, and I believe they're like way higher than like even what we're getting in the US for a pay-per-view. So like, don't think that's bad. Like, they are like really big. In fact, I'm even going to go and check that just now. I'm just going to save it in case it crashes on me. In fact, actually, I can get it through here, can't we? Pay-per-view. Yep. So you're looking at here, right? Viewer's Choice is big, Shaw Direct is big, Channel 4 is very big, and that's in the UK. So I wouldn't say it's a negative. We're still getting like far bigger than we should be with Channel 4, and we'll have to take it. Right, so we shall have a look at the other news items running about. They telling us sell 6,000 people in Japan, and it was fantastic. The two pay-per-views in the same night, and Sheamus defeated Christian for the WWE Championship, Dragon Gate. I don't think there's any there we can particularly steal. Well, maybe a few, one or two, but despite how good a pay-per-view we had, we still lost some money, which was a 67. It's not a great loss, but again, 1.7 million. We've lost over a million in pretty much, say 10 months, so we really need to start gaining money. But again, we'll look to trim how much we're spending on non-workers. As you can see, 200k down on that. The show cost went up. Production went way down as well, so I don't know where that money's kind of came from. It's hampered us so much, but we'll hopefully turn profit next year. Eventually, hopefully. Sponsor money was way down. Merchandise was way down. We'll sort it out because a lot of big earners are going to leave, I think. Yeah, we can see there, Devon will go, Rhino will go, MVP is going to go, a lot of big names going there, and I think there's a few more going up as the months go down. But most importantly, let's have a look at our emails. ASW have offered a contract to Alex Kozlov, so we may have to give Kozlov I think that'll just be a paper appearance deal considering who else he's working with. He's doing okay for himself. ASW have dropped out of the bids to go for Ryan O'Reilly, so we're looking to sign him. So if we could get him in, that would be fantastic. Television networks are looking for new schedules. We'll see what happens with that. We'll look at bringing up Kimberly. I don't think she's going to be doing anything here. I might bring her up just for some, maybe even as a manager actually can play that role. We'll see. But the most important thing, Channel 4 is unhappy, and our buy rate was a 3.68. So it's time to compare. Delete all them, we'll compare the user stats. Yep. So our best show after 159 shows, I think it's 100. It would literally be like 145, maybe 144 that have been on the YouTube series. The first 14, obviously, I was just doing to get used to the game, because remember, this is actually my first save in TEW, and I've just kept it going. But I can confirm the best show was Destination X. It was Destination X way back in May, but this actually was the same rating with an 89. So good to see most of our good shows are happening pretty much this year. Our best match was EC3 v Samoa Joe, so that's perfect. That's the best match we've had, and we've just had it there. Highest attendance was in June, so again we've just had that there with Slammiversary 12. So how are we losing money despite getting all these great things? It was the highest buy rate we've ever had, and the highest TV rating we've had is also this year as well. So it's amazing how we've actually taken the company forward, even though it doesn't look like it, with various things like being in debt and still being the 10th company, biggest company in the world, and being a cult company. But if we look at this, so we've got another 5 months before we can go national, despite the fact 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 regions of America are over 65. So as soon, if we can keep this up, as soon as we are fine in 5 months' time, we will be able to go back to national, no problem. So hopefully we can kick on, improve the Midwest and the Great Lakes, and just propel ourselves way up from national. Maybe even make a push for international. Why not? Why not? But apart from that, that's pretty much it for this video, guys. I say I'm not too sure storylines going forward. I'm now going to go and kind of review the whole company and basically see where we go from here. We'll definitely be continuing the save, don't worry. It's just really putting out the storylines and basically starting next week as a season premiere. So thank you for watching the final episode of Season 2, because I'll start a brand new playlist for Season 3, just so it's easier to figure out each year from Bound For Glory all the way through. So if you enjoyed the episode, guys, if you could leave a like, that'd be absolutely smashing. It says thank you for watching the series, thank you for watching this year, and hopefully you'll join me as we go from 2016 into 2017 in Bound For Glory 13. Any comments on the series, how you think the show went down? Any future storylines you would like to see, please let me all know in the comments section below. Thank you as always for being loyal viewers, or a new viewer, of course. And until next time, this is 21 Maxwell, and I shall see you hopefully for the next episode. Bye bye, guys. Take it easy.